What's up, sarsaparillas? It's your girl Sassy J, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, guys. It's time for another Love Island review. Yes, guys, but before I get into the video, I'm just going to ask you guys to give the video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, lovely people. Yes, guys, welcome, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get updated every single time I upload a new video. So, guys, let's talk about the elephant in the room, okay? Because obviously we know last night's episode ended with Mimi basically crawling onto the terrace waiting for Ayo to come up and talk to her. Now, obviously, the social media accounts, Instagram, TikTok, everything went very, very crazy because of the whole thing. People saying that Mimi embarrassed herself, Mimi did this, Mimi did that. But here's the thing, guys. We have one life to live, and we either shoot our shot or we go home. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. If she's feeling something and she wanted to talk about it, if she doesn't try to talk about it and know exactly where she stands, she's not going to move forward. Am I surprised that Ayo did not go to the terrace? No, I'm not surprised at all. I was actually expecting it. I would have been more surprised if he had gone to the terrace. Why? Because Ayo, basically, you could see his face when she had said to him, you know, let's set boundaries. And obviously when he asked her, is that what you want? And she said, well, I don't know. And then she went and did that speech. Obviously, you know that he felt some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell that his ego was bruised with the speech. So I feel like him doing this now is his comeback. So I'm not surprised at all that he didn't actually go to the terrace. And I just knew that he was going to hold on to this moment and act like, you know what? She's the one that's into me and it's not the other way around. So guys, I honestly wasn't surprised. But anyways, I could tell at the time he felt some kind of way, right? But now this opportunity has presented itself where it's boosting his ego once again, and now he feels good about the fact that he's the one in control, making the decision not to go up there on the terrace and speak to her. I mean, is it a bad decision not to go to the terrace? No, I don't think it was a good decision for Mimi to go onto the terrace, because I feel like even if it's just a normal chat, it would have been blown out of proportion. Do you know what I'm saying? Just the fact that we know what the terrace is associated with. So am I like mad at Ayo for not going to the terrace? No, because, you know, it makes more sense for them to come away from it because it's just going to draw more, like, you know, people curiosity and people saying things, especially Sean. When people finds out about the terrace chat, I'm not even looking forward to it. But like I said, I knew he weren't going to go up there, you know. And obviously, when he told Jerry to tell Mimi to come down and talk to him, we see him having a conversation with Jessica where she's expressing herself, saying, listen, Matilda is saying that, you know, you and Mimi wants to get involved or whatever, right? And he's like, listen, have you ever heard me say that? Because obviously, you are basically what I want. Do you know what I mean? So unless I say to you differently, ignore what everybody else has to say. Now, the only problem I have within that little situation, you know, Ayo is going to jump at any opportunity to bring up the fact that Mimi tried to talk to him on the terrace. Just wait. It didn't happen in tonight's one, but it will be in tomorrow's night. Remember, I told you that in tomorrow's night, in tomorrow night's one, right? But remember, I told you that because when Joey was saying to him, like, dude, you know, she's waiting to talk to you, the way he was like, nah, man, that's dead, out loud. Because he wants Jessica to ask him what's dead. He wants to draw attention to the fact that he is the one pulling away from Mimi. Because now he's shifting it big time. Because we saw last night when he tried to throw her under the bus. When he's talking about, oh, I didn't know she was going to kiss me, blah, blah, blah. Right? He's basically now turning it, the whole narrative around, saying like, listen, she's the one that's interested in him and he's not interested in her. But here's the thing, regardless of whether Ayo is actually interested in Mimi or not, Ayo gave Mimi that impression. So the girl is not crazy. Ayo gave her the impression that he was still interested, right? With Ayo telling her, oh, I was jealous, you know, seeing you walking around, it's hard for me, blah, blah, blah. When she had said to him, let's establish boundaries. And he's like, well, is that really what you want? All these things. And then with the whole speech when he did the whole proposal thing in the Snug Marry and Pie game. Now, it's not the first time. He's always like flirted and stuff like that. And here's the thing. Flirting can be harmless, but flirting can be harmful, right? So at the end of the day, especially when you're flirting with somebody, when you know that person likes you and have some kind of feelings, right? I think, you know, people's going to say, well, you know, Mimi embarrassed herself, she embarrassed herself, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what? I think maybe now looking at it, it's probably one of the best things she ever did. Because at the end of the day, now she finally got her answer. For the first time, Ayo has physically said that he just wants to focus on Jessica, because he's always giving her the runaround, always leaving that door open. You know what I'm saying? Talking in his little parables or his riddles, right? But never actually fully, you know, said to her, okay, this is what I want. And yes, I know people's gonna say, well, I mean, he did choose Jessica at Casa Amor. In the history of Love Island, how many couples have like separated in Casa Amor and recoupled and came back together? So let's not even go into that. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is he's always kept that door open and he's always tried to mislead her for his own ego. You know what I'm saying? Not because he wants her, maybe not, but because he doesn't want anyone else to be with her. So he's always kept that door open. So for me, at least she got some closure in tonight's episode because now she knows, okay, this is it. This is done. So even if her mind was thinking about it prior to now, she knows it is done. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we have to take the good from every bad situation. Did I feel bad for her? I did. Because at the end of the day, Mimi is in a completely different category compared to Ayo, right? And we all know that Ayo is the one that's punching. Right, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, for him to have that control, it really does kind of rub me up the wrong way. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? And we've all been in that situation or in a similar situation. It's not the end of the world. Keep your chin up, Mimi, and just keep pressing forward. Now, what I would say though, I wish that Mimi had mentioned a conversation herself to Jessica when they were having the conversation, because especially when she was saying, listen, me and Ayo, we don't really have that communication. We haven't been able to talk, which she's not lying. They're not really talking purely because they're scared to be around each other, or she feels like she's on eggshells. However, I feel like when Jessica finds out that they had this conversation the night before, she's going to look at it as like, you know, but you told me you guys don't talk. Do you know what I mean? They probably don't talk, but they did have that conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? And I guess it's an awkward conversation to bring up, especially with what's been going on with the Sean situation and the back and forth and whatever. And because Mimi has said that obviously she's put her feelings in boxes and she's trying to like move forward and whatever, I feel like she probably should have just mentioned it and said, you know what, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I did pull him for a chat last night because I just wanted to know and I was a bit confused. She did say she was confused, but I feel like she should have just mentioned that, and I wish she had, right? Because it's only a matter of time before either Joey says something or Kieran says something, because Kieran basically was saying to Ayo afterwards, did you tell Mimi that it was completely closed? And Ayo said no, but I've made it very clear that it's Jessica that I want, right? Which is fair enough. Like I said, it's probably what Mimi needed to hear. She needed to hear it to move forward. And at the end of the day, that chapter is now closed. She's got her clarity and she's got her closure and she can move on with her life, okay? I'm not gonna lie. While they were calling out the couples, do you know what I mean, that was at risk tonight with the least compatible couples, I was praying for Ayo and Jess to be on there. Because at the end of the day, I feel it's time now for Ayo to go. I'm so sorry. I love Ayo, but I feel like it's time to go. I was really hoping that Mimi was not going to be listed in the bottom 3 because I feel like the producers really set Mimi up last night. And I feel like, especially using the last image, how they ended the show with Mimi literally on her knees, crawling up to the terrace, they know what's going to happen with that. They know that a lot of people is going to say, well, I'm done with Mimi. I've washed my hands off Mimi. Do you know what? Don't try to save Mimi. She doesn't want to be saved. Do you know what? All of these people that's actually saying these things are people that's out there in worse situations. A lot of these people, you know, in worse situations. I'm not going to call nobody's name because I know I had a conversation with somebody today and I've seen her situation dangerous, too dangerous. So when she was talking about it, I was like, honey, need I remind you? Because you've been in worse situation than this. Listen, let me tell you something. And as my friend, anybody that knows me, I'm one of the people that I'm going to be honest with you, honey. I'm not going to smile to your face and not be honest with you because I don't care whether you like me or not. I was not put on this world for you to like me. As long as me like me, I'm a husband where I going to find me like me. And when I pick them, when I have them like me, and God love me, I don't really care who like me. That's how I look at it. So I'm always going to be honest. So I had this conversation with this person and I had to pull her up and I said, listen, honey, remember last year we have been there. Let's not do this. Right? Because she got me really heated. I said, let's not do this. So I know for a fact there's a lot of people out there walking around at the Miami dashing head, pumpkin head and dumpling head. But yet still, Mimi has one little beep and they're trying to throw her under the bus. Leave the girl alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave the girl alone. But anyways, guys, so I'm glad that Mimi is not in the bottom 3. Ayo and Jess, it's time to go. I want them to go. obviously, Kieran and Nicole is the person that's gonna choose. Here's the thing: Kieran and Ayo is very close, so I don't see Ayo going, unfortunately, right? But remind me, guys, don't they normally do kind of like 2 dumping? But then again, they did 2 dumping recently, double dumping recently, so they might not do it. But usually when they do this, like the second couple either get dumped or they have to choose to be single. I can't remember. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing tonight. I really don't know. But I would have much preferred, and for the first time, I must say it, I would have much preferred Ayo and Jessica to exit the building. I'm not going to lie. Time to go, walk away. Let's dead it. That's how I feel about it. I'm not gonna lie. So guys, we had 2 new bombshells in the villa. We had Lola, which is a girl, and we had Harry, which is a boy. Now Harry is very confident. He's very out there. He's telling the girls, listen. He pulled Jessica. Let me just say Jessica and Grace, right? And basically you can tell because he's saying to Grace, listen, you are my type. And he's proper putting it out there saying that, listen, maybe you and Ruben is not really a thing, because guess what? If I was in the villa and I really liked you, you guys would have not like waited days to connect. You know what I'm saying? Which he has a point. But then again, sometimes people grow. You know what I'm saying? People grow. And remember, Grace wanted Josh. So at the end of the day, she's not going to just jump onto Ruben because she wants to make Josh know that she's there. You know what I'm saying? Plus, remember, the first few days, Ruben was trying to get with Uma. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I cannot understand why that didn't happen. But he's very confident. He's very out there. He's outspoken. He's telling them exactly what he thinks. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, I don't think he chose Jessica, but I don't think that he's really into Jessica like that. I think he just saw her as a potential because her and Aya has been up and down like a yo-yo. They've been bickering, like he told her, like, you guys been bickering and it's too early for that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he really wants Grace, because even Jessica was saying, like, I could literally cut the sexual chemistry. So you can tell that something is there. Plus, you saw on his face, he wasn't too, like, happy when Grace got put into the bottom 3, because at the end of the day, Grace is probably the person he wants to couple up with the most. So my thing is, I feel like Grace will stay. But they might do Grace one where they have to split them up. I personally think it's gonna be what's his name, Connor and Lolly. Unfortunately, Connor, to be honest with you, him did slip through many dumpings. That boy lucky, because he got away with, I don't know how Connor managed to still be there. Honestly, Connor managed to go like this throughout the dumping, like this. You know what I'm saying? So now he's come like face to face, head to head. I think Connor will be the person to go. I feel like, and it's bad. Well, I don't even know now, because he might be the one to go. But bear in mind, it's the first time and he's connecting with Lolly, and Lolly's so new. Are they really going to say bye to him, knowing that Lolly's so new and for the first time Connor actually is having a connection with somebody? I don't know, guys. But I honestly feel like favoritism is going to kick in, because Kieran and Ayo is very close, and Nicole is not going to want to upset her man, and Kieran is not going to want to let go of Ayo. That's what I personally think. Now Lola, let's talk about Lola, because Lola is not holding back her name. Lola said, I'm about to stir up the ting, and I'm about to stir up the ting good. Now, when I first saw the 2 new islanders, I was just like, is it not a bit too late for this? Because who's going to turn? Whose head's going to turn? We've got 2 weeks left in the show. 12 days, basically. You know what I'm saying? Almost. But yeah, I'm like, who's going to turn? This is a bit too late for this. Nobody's going to turn. But trust me, Joey looks like I'm going to turn. Because this, for me now, just shows that Joey was just not interested in Lolly. Because if he was interested in Lolly, Ed would have probably turned. Which, to be honest, am I surprised that Joey kind of is open to Lola? No, because I feel like Lola reminds me of Grace. And Grace and Jessie are 2 different kind of people. Grace and Lola are 2 different kind of people. So it's just like, she's so quiet, Jessie, so sweet. She almost doesn't fit Joey's personality. So the contrast is crazy between the girls. But at the end of the day, opposite attracts. I really don't know. But obviously to me, knowing that Joey had said to Lolly, when she took him on the date, oh no, you know, I'm not closed off, but I'm basically closed off. Do you know what I'm saying? But now he's saying to Lola, I'm not closed off, you know, and, you know, so I'm not going to shut myself off from getting to know people, but it really depends on what you're saying. Huh? What? Say what now? What do you mean it depends on what you're saying? So basically he's telling to Lola, listen, if you want me, and he's saying to her, what you're saying, if you want me, I'm yours. That's what he's basically saying. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? So Joey has definitely not changed. You know what I'm saying? He just needed somebody to turn his head. Somebody that is more of his type to turn his head. And Lolly was not that. But Lola is. Do you know what I'm saying? Because even that conversation that they were having, she chose Ruben and Joey. And I was thinking to myself, why did she take Ruben as a third wheel? They must have been told that they have to choose two people. Because when I was watching it, I was like, nah, she just took Ruben there so it doesn't look too awkward. Because she was so engaged with Joey, and her hand was even on his leg at one point. You know what I'm saying? She's staring at him. She's flirting with him. And even Ruben has noticed, because Ruben said, listen, the only language you need to be able to speak is love, because it was quite obvious. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, let's see what's going to happen about this, because Jesse's not going to be happy. And at the end of the day, you would have thought that, okay, he's gotten through Casa, nothing happened. And now, obviously, with Lola coming, she's thinking nothing happened. But now Lola is here 2 weeks before the end of the show. You know what I'm saying, guys? So for me, Joey's head definitely turning. Definitely turning. But anyways, guys, who do you think is going to go home tonight or tomorrow night? Because tonight's show is done. I don't know why. But yes. But I'm just glad. I'm just glad that Mimi was not in the bottom. Because I feel like, and I'm so glad, and I voted for her last night, guys, because I've been hearing people saying, oh, I'm done with Mimi, I'm done with Mimi, I'm done with Mimi. I'm like, listen, guys, she's a human being. She's got bloods running through her veins, just like you and I. She makes mistakes just like you and I. Not because she carries herself well, does not mean that she doesn't have a heart that beats her and pumps blood the same way mine does and the same way yours do. So at the end of the day, why are we making it such a big deal? And like I said, it's probably for the best thing. Now, obviously, Jessica, after she's spoken to Matilda, went to talk to Josh and say, listen, what did Mimi say to you? Because Matilda's telling me something else, blah, blah, blah. Josh keeps saying now he really likes Mimi. And here's the thing. I feel like, okay, if Josh really likes Mimi and he wants to have a go with Mimi, he's going to have to not be so intense. Because you got to remember, right? When you have feelings of somebody, right? And you think about it. They're not in a relationship, and Ayo and her was not in a relationship, but considering the intensity in the villa, let's call it that for now, right? So think about it. When you're in a relationship with somebody and you break up with that person, the last thing on your mind is to basically fall in love with somebody else or get to know somebody else, because you have to go through that healing process first. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can have a little fling if that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? But that is not the same thing, because you will go there, have a fling with somebody, and by the time you get home, you start crying. And you're crying because you miss that person. You miss being with that person. You miss, like, you know, loving that person or that person loving you, or even just being in that person's space. Now, I know that Ayo and Mimi was not in a relationship, but at the end of the day, 24/7 for 4 weeks, just being both of you, do you know what I'm saying? And let's be honest, Ayo knows how to sweet talk. Right? So even if Ayo did not want Mimi, he made her feel like he wanted her. You know what I'm saying? And we're only seeing what they show us. Need I remind you? Right? So at the end of the day, people don't just get up and fall in love or fall in like with people. There's a reason. Right? So let's give the girl a break. I feel like now going forward, Mimi's okay. I feel like she needed that closure. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like she needed that closure, and now I feel like she's okay. What I'm dreading is that I feel like that experience with Ayo choosing not to go up there purposely, I might add, because he wants to make Mimi look like the one chasing him. We know this. I feel like that is going to come and bite her in the ass, especially because she never said to Jess. She never said to Jess while they're having that conversation. Now, that's the only thing I wish she had done. I wish she had said to Jess that, listen, I just had a conversation, and I wish, and maybe even to Josh as well, to say, Josh, I just had this conversation, because I feel like Josh needs to hear it from her, and Jessica should have heard it from her. You know what I'm saying? I haven't said it to Jess either. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I kind of wish that she did say it at that time, because it was the moment to say it. You know what I'm saying? I think it would have been easier just to get it out and get it over and done with. Do you know what I'm saying? But guys, let me know, who do you think will go? Or who do you want to go? Do you know what I'm saying? Let me know, because I would want Ayo and Jessica to go. I like Jessica. And I was very fond of Ayo, but at the same time, I just feel like his time has come to go. Do I think he's gonna go? No, I don't. But I would have liked him to. Do you know what I'm saying? I would have definitely liked him to go. But anyways, guys, I guess the only question is what's gonna happen with Lola and Joey and Jessie situation. Because the moment I heard Joey saying, "Oh, you're trouble," and the way he's staring at her, "You're trouble, you know, you're here to cause trouble," I knew something was happening. And let me tell you something, them producers are really working overtime to get Joey's head to turn, because at the end of the day, it's like they're trying to find every single person that even had a conversation with Joey at some point, dated Joey, and in their case, him and Lola, he liked her story. Do you know what I'm saying? He liked her story a few times. But I'm just like, come on, are they trying to like make this the Joey show or something? Because I feel like, what's her name? So Grace and Joey, right, was dating, and then you had, what's the other girl that was in? Emma and Joey. And then now you have this other person, but obviously they weren't in a relationship, they didn't date or anything like that. It's more the case where he's shown interest because he liked her story and they met in Ibiza, she said. So at the end of the day, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? The producers are really working it. They're really working it. And can I just point out something? When Lola said, "I've never been in a relationship before," right? But she said, "Listen, but you never know, my boyfriend might be sitting right in front of me." And then Sean, sitting next to Lola, said, "Or beside you." Now, Sean, really? Like, come on. Do you know what I'm saying? Is Sean just being petty? Sean just saying whatever? Or actually, you know what? I take it back, because Joey was sitting right next to her as well. So maybe Sean is talking about Joey. Do you know what I'm saying? Because remember, Sean has been acting like bench and butty when it comes to Joey recently. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm convinced Joey might not even like Sean. I don't think Joey even realized that Sean exists most of the time, you know, because you don't really see Joey and Sean having proper conversations. You see where Joey's in a group or might be saying something and Sean is talking, but you don't really see them like proper conversation. So I'm saying it's always Sean kissing up to Joey. So you never know. Maybe Sean was talking about himself, or maybe he was just talking about Joey. You just never know. But anyways, guys, I know how I want it to go. I want Jess and Ayo to go home. I think it's time to, I don't know. I mean, if Josh and Mimi want to give it a go, at least if they do decide to give it a proper go, they don't have to see Ayo and Jessica's face. They did say in the challenge last time, if they had a couple to go, it would be Ayo and Jessica. So I think let's let go of Ayo and Jessica. It's not our decision to make, unfortunately. But let's hope that Nicole and Kieran, I mean, I feel like I'm wishing for something that will never happen because it's Kieran at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But with great powers come great responsibilities. So they have to choose somebody to go home. They have to choose somebody to go home. So it's either Jess and Ruben, or Connor and Lolly, or Ayo and Jessica. I low-key feel like it's going to be Connor and Lolly. I feel like Connor free Pierre Babon, no. I definitely think so. I would have wanted him to stay just for the fact that I want Ayo and Jess to go. I'm not going to lie to you. But anyways, guys, have you given my video a thumbs up yet? If you haven't liked the video, guys, please go ahead and like the video, give the video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, guys. Welcome. Please subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get updated every single time I upload a new video. So, guys, it's about that time. I'm going to end this video. I'm going to edit this video and try to put this video up before I fall asleep because, honey, I am tired. Guys, and let me just put this out there. Sometimes the girl be tired, right? And I be falling asleep in my editing process. But bear in mind, if I don't put the video up in the wee hours of the morning, I should say, the wee hours, then you know I'm going to be putting it up like probably about 9 or 10 or something, but definitely before midday. So if I'm not going to post a video, if you don't see me post a Love Island video, then you will know I'm going to post it on my community to tell you guys I'm not posting a video. But if me don't say so, just know to the video I will come. I'm just telling you guys now because honestly, my item feel like it's shut down. But I'm gonna just end this video right now and I'm gonna go edit. But anyways, guys, I'ma see y'all in tomorrow's video. But for now, keep it sassy-licious.